Well, hello again, and welcome back to my little table studio. Well, anyway, today's video is basically to kind of show you what I'm going to start with as far as my little hobby thing here. What I'm going to start with, tumbling, and we'll tumble these. I bought a Harbor Freight Chicago Electric brand, a single barrel rock tumbler. But I'm not going to necessarily just tumble rocks. I am going to tumble will be arrowheads. Now, these aren't the genuine kind that you can find all over the place here in the state I live in. I can go get these for free from the Arkansas River. You just gotta kind of scone. You go up and down the banks, and they're all over the place. But those are, at least over 100 years old, and at the most can be thousands of years old. Native American people have been using chert or flint arrowhead, spear points, and all that forever here in this country, and in concentration up through this where the Arkansas River flows through my state. Been Native people here forever, and hunted these lands from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to Canada through the midsection of the country, the plains. So anyway, I had bought from a combination from Amazon and from Walmart. I bought some. Now, these are made, ironically, to me, I think it's ironic, that these are made in India. So they're actual Indian arrowheads, right? Some of them are not really done very well. They're kind of rough. Looks like somebody with a little bit of experience worked on them. And then there's some just perfect. Like this one right here. Dang, they're perfect. Be ready to mount that on the end of a shaft and use it. And you can do whatever you want with that. I mean, this thing's got an edge on these things are very cool. But the reason for tumbling them is I'm going to put them through the same procedure that we would do for tumbling, semi-precious gemstones and things like that, and there's a billion zillion channels on YouTube that shows you everything about tumbling of all kinds. I have a rotary tumbler by Chicago Electric. Like I said, it's a 3-pound capacity. I only have maybe barely 2 pounds of arrowheads, and I'm not going to tumble all of them. I was going through them. I'm going to pick out to what I consider the perfect napped little arrowheads, and whoever napped them, one person at least. I don't know how many people nap these. They come from India, so it could be a bunch of little kids doing this. I have no clue. Yeah, I don't know. So, but somebody had enough skill to do some of them really nice, and so I'm gonna pick those out, and I'll show you the ones I pick out. And I'm gonna do something a little different with those. I may play around with seeing how I could set them up so they could be used on you could take them like you do a regular broadhead or hunting arrowheads for modern archery, incorporate the stone bit onto an arrow and see what we can do with that. Anyway, that's one idea. I've got some other things that I'm planning to do with the rock tumbler. I've also got a wet saw and a cutoff saw. There's another project that I'm going to do. It's going to require me having small stones to cut up of various kinds for color purposes. Shape is going to be kind of tile shaped as far as the stones being cut, thin like tile. And I'll show you what that is once I get that project started. But the first one, and that's going to take 4 weeks. Step 1 through 4, we're going to tumble some arrowheads, and we'll get right to that. Anyway, I wanted to do a little short about what I was going to tumble. I'll kind of put the video camera up and show you how it's going. And we'll check in on it once a week and go through and see how it looks. And see what comes out. Alrighty. Till next time. Bye-bye. Well, hello. And we're back. Let's see if I can zoom in. It's a little fuzzy. A bit too close, maybe. Back. Wide angle. Let's see if we can square up on it. Well, you can't see it real well. There was a couple here that I wanted to point out that looked really cool. The color on that. It's really like kind of a sea green color. And this one looks brown. When you hold it up to the light, it's got some green in it. Some of these are really rough. Some of them are just pretty good. And there are all kinds of colors. This one's almost opaque through. And but this is what we're going to look for, is more one like this. It's like some kind of black stone, but you hold up to light and it's translucent and it's root beer colored. Anyway, that's some of the arrows that are in this batch. Arrowheads. I'm still going to go through I've got, I think, probably 200 of these things to go through and pick out some. Like I said, I want to have a different project for it, but the majority of these are going to go in the tumbler. You know, they're all, a lot of them are just little bitty stone arrowheads. All right, so that's what we're going to do. All right, folks, here we are. This is the barrel canister. It's made of rubber. If anybody's seen any of the other rock challenge, you probably know it. All you need to know about this is made of rubber. You put your rocks in, you grit, and you tumble. I gotta tell you folks, when I pulled this machine out of the box, it stank. I mean, it stank, industrial stank. It was nasty. Oh, and it stunk up my apartment for 2 days. And then I just opened this thing for the first time, and it almost killed me from the stench again. This is some industrial product from China, of all places, where it's made. And it's Chicago Electric, but yeah, anyway, I think made in China. And it had that, I hate to say it's not being racist, Chinese industrial smell about it. Anybody that's ever opened up anything that was sealed in a plastic bag will know the smell of industrialists. Anyway, there's the barrel. We're gonna fill it up, put the appropriate grit in it and water, and set it on the old machine and turn it on, and we'll wait. I think it's minimum 4 days, 2 or 7 days. Depends on how fast they tumble, I think. And this one doesn't tumble real fast. That's why I kind of got it. Looked a little better than the National Geographic tumbler, which seemed like it runs like a freight train, just goes fast. If you're trying to keep from busting up stuff, fast is probably not what you want. Anywho, that's that. We'll put it together and get it on tumbler. Alright, later. Well, here you go, folks. And it's all hooked up. This thing stinks. It's such an industrial stench to it. And being true, it's kind of glad I'm keeping this room now. I can't shut this door all the way because I have to have a cord coming into this little space because there's no sockets or outlets here. I've got one upstairs. I get the light bulb up there, so I'm running the light over the bench, so in case I need more light. I reach up there and give this thing a tug. Ow! Bump my elbow. It's the bad thing about being in this closet. No space. This is why I shoot my videos out there on my table. That's my studio. This is my workshop. I live in a small apartment. This is the only space I have to do this, and it couldn't be too noisy. And this isn't bad. I mean, you can't hardly hear anything tumbling in it. I guess that's the idea. The motor itself is quieter than most things. The washing machine much more noise than this thing does. Ooh, the that stench. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of here for a bit, but that gas off some. All right, till next time, we'll do it again. All right, here we are. It's our first 24 hours of tumbling. Stage 1, which will run for 7 days. I might get antsy and check it before that, but I don't think so. It's not leaking. It had a bit of an annoying squeak, which just finally worked itself out. And with the door closed, I hardly hear the darn thing running at all back, which was the idea. It had to be quiet. Quiet enough it didn't disturb my neighbors. This one doesn't seem to be doing too bad. Yeah. So here we go. Day 1. Down and dirty. Later.